this week for my briefings with our county administrator or legal staff, and therefore I have to backtrack into this because I was out of town in Washington at the inauguration. But to you, Ms. Swanson, I didn't have an opportunity to meet with you either on the domestic partnership, the coverages. If that is the case, I heard Commissioner Beckner say that most of the other counties or municipalities that have adopted such a policy said that their blood relatives are not covered. Can you expound upon that? Who is covered? Who is not covered? What are, to your knowledge, what
under our current plan, or what they have adopted?
I guess what they've adopted elsewhere.
It is my understanding, and we have not done a specific survey on that, is that most of the entities that do cover domestic partners cover both sexes, both heterosexual and homosexual partners. And as I believe Commissioner Beckner said, it has been the experience from what I have read and heard from my peers that very often the benefits are as desired by heterosexual couples as well as homosexual couples.
Well, let me ask you a question then. If you have a heterosexual couple that are living together and you just have a man and a woman, is commonly referred to as shacking, and have kids from either other marriages or just from other people, how does that work? If I'm an unmarried man and I have a couple of children and my significant other has a couple of children, are they all eligible under that plan, or?
Under the domestic partner coverage, if it is for opposite sex couples, if they meet the criteria that are normally set down, then yes, all would be covered.
You know, one of the things that, and on a regular plan, you have the option, the family plan, and it doesn't matter whether you have 2 children or 20 children. Your children and your family are covered.
That is correct.
One of the things that just concerns me at the moment that I'm trying to look at the fraud aspect, and I don't know whether we've explored that, because I can pick up my neighbor's kid or my sister's kid, who my sister is not insured, and then I'm putting them under my plan. And have you heard any instances of those types of things going on? Because that's one of the things that, and you mentioned also in conjunction with that a potential 12.5% increase. And please clarify that for me. You're saying the 12.5 increase is a potential increase to everyone countywide based off the cost of premiums.
Yes, sir. I'll respond to that question first. Every year, medical costs go up by a certain percentage. It's a separate cost increase index. It's called the medical trend, or the medical CPI, which has historically for many years been 3 to 4 times the regular CPI. And it's very difficult for people to understand that medical costs go up that high, but there are many things that drive that, including the medical technology, the new drugs that are available. We have employees who take drugs that cost $5,000 more a month because they are needed and they're life-saving drugs. So the costs have increased much higher than the regular CPI, so that all things being equal this year, if we had the same number of claims, the same amount of catastrophic diseases, our costs did not increase higher than we projected. We could look at a minimum increase of 12% for next year. And of course, the board has not decided how much of that, if any, it will pick up, because that is something we look at in the budget every year. Traditionally, the board has helped continue the coverage for the employees and their families. We have had to charge additional cost over the years, but we will have to look at that again very seriously in the next budget item based on everything that everyone has said. We may not be able to continue to support either employees or families to the extent we have, and we will probably have to make changes in the health plan so that people will have to pay more when they visit the doctor. We basically, because of this board's actions, I had to say bit the bullet for 1 more year, and we're able to protect our employees by keeping our co-payments and costs low. Based on our budget crisis, I don't know if we'll be able to continue to do that for the coming year. So I would perceive at least a 12% increase going forward, and that will be for everybody, for both the board and the employees, and you will decide how much the board will pay and how much our employees will have to contribute. Again, keeping in mind our retirees do pay 100% of the cost of the plan. Your other question was regarding whether there is fraud in the enrollment in the plans. That has been a very serious issue that has come to people's attention over the past few years because some people do try to enroll, neighbors or significant others or whatever. And you may recall that you got a notice last year when you re-enrolled for the health plan that asked you to provide an affidavit saying that all the dependents that you have on the health plan are still eligible. And if you did not answer that honestly, you are subject to discipline up to and including termination. We elected to do that as opposed to requiring everybody to re-enroll with marriage certificates and so on. In our benefits department, we do require proof of dependency when any new employee comes on. We have done that since 1999, thank you. Since 1999, if you are married or if you adopt or have a child or you have a court order that provides, gives you coverage for that child, then we do require that documentation. One of the problems is if somebody gets divorced, sometimes they forget to tell us, sometimes they don't realize they have to tell us, so that's one of the reasons we call that to people's attention, because once you're divorced, you're no longer eligible for coverage under the county's health plan. You do have the benefit of having COBRA continuation, of course. The divorced employee or spouse would have to pay for that coverage themselves.
All right, thank you, Ms. Swanson.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Well, and the last question I have is regarding that pre-existing conditions. Are they covered, or are they immediately covered under our existing health plan once a new hire, new employee, or new policy?
Yes, we really provide all coverage for pre-existing conditions based back to when we have HMOs.
Okay.
Commissioner Norman?